Are we on? Hey guys, so we're back. It's Friday again. And we're gonna show you kind of the next level up from the forearm stretch that we showed you guys last week in the standing version. We're gonna show you, it's called kneeling forearm stretch ankle squeezes. And so this, like with the forearm stretch last week that we showed you the standing version, of course the same thing we'll show you in a second of getting your shoulder blades to sit back more, get some stretch through your hands, your fingers, your wrists, your forearms, through your shoulders to get out of that desk posture. Then we're going to add another.
What posture, John?
Your desk posture. Yeah, just, you know. So we're going to take that to another level with getting get your hips to extend. So when you go sit in a desk for a long time or sit in a chair, you're in that flexed 90-degree position, or maybe you're really slouched. But getting your hips out of that position, which would be the opposite, which would be to at least getting your hips to your knees to be straight to each other, which we all need to walk around, or if you go run around, play soccer, play a sport, anything, or go for a walk, that your hips need to be able to, your legs need to be able to get behind your hips, which when you sit for a long time, you're in the opposite position of having your hips flexed. So we're going to show you a couple keys with that and some compensations when you do the exercise, and we're going to show you with Katie right now. Ready, Katie?
I'm ready.
All right. See you guys.
You see?
All right. So Katie's going to go for this about 6 to 8 inches away from the wall. We use our pillow as our measuring device there, and you can be in a tall kneeling position, so knees, hips, shoulders are going to be right in line with each other, and then we use a foam block here right between your feet that's 6 inches wide. At home you can use, you have something like a Nerf ball or something like that, or a pillow, you can fold it in half.
What does Brian Bradley say?
Brian says a decently solid.
Not too much give.
So once you're in that position, we're going to get into the forearm stretch position like we showed you guys last week. So again, your elbows right under your shoulders, wrist straight forward from that. So you got a 90-degree angle from your shoulder, elbow to your wrist. Fingers spread as much as you can also. And then once you're, like we did last week, instead of hinging forward from your ankles if you're standing, you're going to using your knees as kind of the pivot point. So your knees, your hips to your shoulders is all going to go forward just a little bit to, again, accentuate that stretch to your hands, your shoulders, your shoulder blades to get them to move. And then once you're in that position, you're going to hold that position, and then with your feet, you're going to squeeze your feet into the block, gently squeeze and relax. You want to try to make sure the whole inside part of your feet, the balls to the heels, squeeze in equally. And it should be a gentle squeeze going just straight in. You don't want to get your body working too hard. The muscles that you're going to work here should be around the outside of your hips, your glutes. If you feel your knees want to work too much or any discomfort there, try moving your knees a little wider. That usually helps. You can do sets of 20 of these, usually 3 sets we do, and take a break between the sets, just a few seconds, just so you make sure your body's not getting too tense or working too hard again. Where do you feel this, Katie? Where do you feel the work doing this?
Here, kind of into my glutes.
Perfect. We usually ask people to make sure they feel it evenly. Sometimes need a little help just telling your body to do it a little more evenly consciously. You can just try to make sure both feet are squeezing in equal. So again, this position, if you think about your knees, your hips to your shoulders, this would be like where your body needs to be standing. But again, when we're all sitting, we lose that because your hips get too flexed, because and those hip flexors get short and tight. You probably get some tightness in your quads. And some people, so again, going through the compensations like we talked about last week, people get their hips too far forward trying to get into this, and you can really see that lower back acts as the pivot point. So if you bring your hips back a little bit again, just your knees, hips, shoulders should be in line with each other. You don't want the hips coming too far forward in front of your shoulders. Anything else we should add there, Katie, or any compensations you see people?
I think those are the big ones. Hips kind of bailing forward. I mean, we might put somebody in this that we know needs to work on some of this hip pelvic stability in the first place. So that might be a common one that we do see, that because these aren't firing the way they should be yet, their hips really do kind of want to bail forward a little bit. So you really got to keep an eye on that.
Right.
And then like John said too, making sure that right to left, that that's really equal. The squeeze is equal on the pillow there. And as you go through the sets, that should start to even out as your muscles start kind of firing more efficiently, more effectively. But that also just kind of brings to light some of the differences right to left in how your body's currently functioning and why we're doing what we're doing.
Sure, and from, if you're at home, you have someone that can watch you do it at home to see some of those points and compensations that might happen to check on that. A lot of times people get into this position and where their feet should be straight back from their knees even, their feet are off to the left or the right, or one foot's more off to one direction. As much as you can really hone in on those fine points, it'll really get the work to happen in the right place. All right, guys, and again, feel free to comment below, try it at home. It's probably be one you're gonna try at home rather than in your office.
But we would love to see a picture of you trying it at your office. You never know, someone might join you.
So try it at home, send us any questions you might have, and have a great Labor Day weekend.
Have a great
Take care,
weekend,
guys.
everyone.